Hey there, planners. I am so excited. It is almost Thanksgiving. However, there are parts of Thanksgiving that can be a little bit stressful if you are the one hosting Thanksgiving, or you have family coming into town, or you have to travel for Thanksgiving and, bring meals, pack family. There are parts of Thanksgiving that can be stressful. I have taken some steps to develop a system for getting prepared for Thanksgiving and have put it in my planner, and I want to share that with you today so that hopefully you will get some ideas and you will share some ideas with me, and we can all feel very comfy, cozy, and stuffed with turkey and relaxed during the Thanksgiving season. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, so I recently shared a video of this planner. This is my new A5 ring-bound planner for the holiday season. And of course, being that it's the holiday season, one of the main reasons I wanted to go to this planner specifically for these 2 months is because the holidays require a bit more planning than maybe any other part of the year as far as your personal planning and what's going on in your personal life. So today I want to share with you the section of my planner that is absolutely devoted to Thanksgiving and all the things I need to do to plan. If you missed the intro to this planner and the flip through of all the sections, I will have that video listed down in the description box below. And before I dive in, I do want to say, if this is your first time on Planning Annie and on my channel watching a video, welcome. I am so glad you're here. And if you enjoy content about planning and planners and organizing our lives and our personal organization system, then you have found your tribe, because that's what we do here on Planning Annie. We are an excited community of planning enthusiasts who love to share ideas with each other. So I hope that you will consider subscribing and becoming part of our tribe. Okay, so I'm flipping to the section that is all about Thanksgiving, and I want to share with you the tools that I'm going to be using to get myself ready and organized. So I made all of these, I should start with the dashboard. I made these dashboards in Canva and printed them out and laminated them. I also made all of these inserts. So these inserts were made in Canva. They are super simple to make. I would encourage you, if these tools are something that you feel like would help you, one or all of them, spend some time thinking about how you want to set them up and how you could get them into your planner. And then I would recommend Canva because it is so easy to make your planner inserts, and it saves a ton of money versus buying, a planner, or purchasing printables, all of that stuff. So it saves some money. It does take time, but not too much. It's really not that difficult. If you are interested in seeing a more thorough tutorial on how I make planner inserts in Canva, please let me know that down in the comments below. All right. The first section is my Thanksgiving countdown. And this is where I have broken down all of the things that I need to do to be prepared for the big turkey day by time frame in order of when I need to do them. So we start with 1 month out. I've got my checklist. I need to finalize my guest list. I need to mail any invitations if I'm going to be mailing invitations. I need to check my supplies. So there are certain supplies that you need to make sure you have on hand for Thanksgiving. Don't worry, I've got a checklist for that. I need to order any supplies. So if there's anything I need to order, I need to make sure I get those ordered. The turkey, the star of Thanksgiving, 1 month out is about the time you need to order that turkey if that's the route you're going. I can spend some time making centerpieces for my table, non-floral centerpieces for my table. Start planning the menu. And plan the menu for out-of-town guests. So I have people coming who are coming from out of town and going to be staying in my house. So there's more than just the Thanksgiving meal I need to be thinking about. How are we going to feed these people? What are the breakfasts? What are the dinners? What are the lunches and snacks and all of that stuff that I need to have available. And I also need to schedule a house cleaning. So I like to do this. Even if you don't normally have somebody else clean your house, this is a stressful time of year. So if you are able, you should consider having someone else do a thorough job of cleaning your house and take that off your plate. I'm doing that. I'm having someone else do it. I will, of course, do some spot cleaning, but somebody else can do the deep stuff because it's just one thing that I can take off my list. All right, next is 3 weeks out. Make grocery list, and I like to make my grocery list in 2 separate lists. I like to make one grocery list for non-perishables, those things that are not going to go bad or expire, in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. And then I like to make one list of perishables. Those are the things like produce, dairy products, things that I need to buy closer to when I'm actually going to use them versus ahead of time. I like to go ahead and make any other shopping lists. So there may be non-food items that I need to pick up that I can't order, but I actually need to go get. So make those lists. Create a dinner playlist. I love to have good music playing, and immediately after Thanksgiving dinner is done, that playlist shifts to Christmas music. I know some of you may absolutely hate that. I love Christmas music. So anyway, I like to have my dinner playlist just to have some good music in the background. If you have ideas, if you keep a Thanksgiving or fall playlist, I'm actually in the process of updating my Thanksgiving fall playlist. I would love to hear your ideas. What are some great fall songs? List that down in the comments below. All right, pick out an outfit. I know that seems silly, but it's just a little thing that I can do ahead of time and take that off my plate. I do like to look nice on Thanksgiving, even though my husband and kids are like sweatpants are the way. I don't know. It's a debate in our house. And then order the turkey if you haven't already. So just another reminder to order the turkey. All right, then we get to 2 weeks out. At the 2 week out time frame, I like to clean out my refrigerator and freezer just to make sure everything, I actually clean it out. So I pull everything out and wipe down all the shelves, use Windex on the glass, all of that stuff. Get it really, really clean. Get the freezer all cleaned out. Pull out all those weird, super frozen things that you have no idea what they are anymore and get rid of those. I like to do all of that about 2 weeks out. I like to go ahead and shop for the non-perishable items. So when I made that grocery list, 2 grocery lists, one for perishables, one for non-perishables, I like to go ahead and buy everything that's not going to expire and get that out of the way. Buy drinks. If you are going to be serving any alcohol, you can buy that ahead of time. And also 2 weeks out is a great time to start prepping things that can be frozen. So a lot of pies, some casseroles, things like that. You can prep them and freeze them and get them out of the way. Wash and tablecloths and cloth napkins. Even though I washed them after Thanksgiving the previous year, I just like to have them fresh and clean, and also washing helps get the wrinkles out, all of that stuff. So I like to do that. I also like to wash all the guest sheets and towels, have those ready to go. Clean out the fireplace and get firewood ready. So if you have a fireplace, that's something we like to do. We love to have a fire on Thanksgiving evening, just kind of cozying up and having a fire. We love to do that. So I like to have the fireplace cleaned out and ready. And then deep cleaning the kitchen, specifically the stove, making sure that that is all ready to go. All right, 1 week out, it is time to prepare the cooking schedule. So you've already nailed down your menu, but you need to kind of think about the cooking schedule of the day. If you're going to have a lot of casseroles and things need to be at different temperatures, how are you going to cook them? How are you going to keep them warm? Are you going to use a crock pot? Are you going to grill something? It's just laying out the schedule so that you have a good idea of the cadence of the day. I like to pull out and clean all the serving dishes that I'm going to use, particularly ones that I don't use regularly because, they can get dusty up in a cabinet or on a shelf where you're not using them often. So I like to pull all that and clean it. This is the time to clean the whole house if you're doing it yourself or if you're having someone else do it. About a week out is a good time to do that. Prep leftover containers. So I have made the mistake in the past of not doing this. And I don't know, leftover containers in my house are a bit like socks in the dryer, like a top goes missing, or we have like 27 tops and 5 containers and none of them match up. Anyway, prep that, get those all ready to go for after the dinner. This is also a good time to shop for perishables within that week out time frame. So things that you need to buy closer to the actual meal, and then make sure all the decorations are kind of set out, maybe not in its place yet, but at least set out and ready to go. All right, then we get to the week, and I do this by day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So on Monday, move the turkey to the refrigerator and begin defrosting. So if you have a frozen turkey, Monday is the day, depending on the weight. Now, I'm not a food safety specialist, so please don't take this as the ultimate rule for all turkeys. But there are guidelines depending on the weight of your turkey for how long it should take to thaw out and when you need to move it from the freezer to the refrigerator based on being able to cook it on Thursday. So I would highly encourage you to check out look for that information for yourself. For me and the size of turkey that I'm going to be using, Monday is the day that I need to move it to the freezer. It's also the day that I would do any last minute grocery shopping and make sure the guest bedrooms are all set up and ready to go, because typically folks are arriving within the next couple of days. Tuesday is when I would finish making all the desserts. We're a couple days out. It's perfect time to finish all of that and get it ready. I get games ready, so we like to play games after Thanksgiving dinner or before Thanksgiving. And so make sure all of that is ready to go. I buy ice. I always buy ice. We have an ice maker, but with a lot of folks using, ice more frequently, I like to have extra on hand, so I buy ice, and I go ahead and set the table on Tuesday and get that all ready to go. On Wednesday, we're getting down to it. It's Thanksgiving Eve. It's time to clean all the veggies and refrigerate them, defrost any of the frozen dishes that have been made ahead of time, and then pretty much prepare anything that can be made ahead. So if it's rolls, if it's stuffing, anything that can be made ahead, I like to go ahead and do that then. Spot clean, prep a breakfast for the next morning, and then chill the wines. That's really important. Chill the wine. You're going to need that. Okay, and then Thanksgiving Day, I just have a little list here to kind of ground myself in what actually needs to happen that day. Serving breakfast, make sure I have the time down to start roasting the turkey. Get all the appetizers out. I like to get outside. I really like to get outside, go for a walk, play a game, something outside before the meal. Kind of burn off some calories before you carb load. So anyway, that's something I like to have on my checklist. Taking the turkey out an hour before it's time to serve, and then I like to put the pies in the warmer drawer, before dinner starts, so they're nice and ready. Coffee after dinner, and put on that Thanksgiving playlist, have a nice beverage, and enjoy the day. So that's my countdown. I will rely on this. The way I plan to use this is to actually pull these items into my November plans when I'm planning my week, make sure I have these items listed in there, and I'm getting them done, and I'm checking them off here as I go. The way I made this, if you're interested in making one of these for yourself, let me talk a little bit about how I pulled this together. So your checklist, as I was going through that, you may be thinking your checklist is just slightly different, or you wouldn't be doing all of the things I'm doing because you're celebrating in a different way. The way I made this is by really researching Thanksgiving countdown checklist, and there's tons and tons and tons. And I just pulled ideas that made sense for me, thought about my schedule, and then put them into this format and template. I would encourage you to do the same things to make sure that you have a really customized, personalized Thanksgiving countdown. But I do recommend having it because some of these things you may forget, right? Some of these things could slip right out of your mind. All right. Thanksgiving supplies. I like to do an inventory of all the supplies so that I know if something is missing or something is broken, it needs to be replaced. I am getting that ahead of time. So I made a supplies list. I really just sat down and thought about the day of Thanksgiving, the time, and what all I needed and used as I was preparing the meal and hosting guests, things like that. And I just made a list, and this way I can quickly go through and make sure everything is in working order and everything is in its place and ready to go. I divided it up into a couple of different categories, so I won't read all of this, but kitchen, for example, I have all the things that I use in the kitchen, everything from like a pastry brush to tin foil to a turkey roaster, coffee maker and filters, all of that stuff. I have everything, and I really just spent time brain dumping what are all the things we use. I did leave myself some space in case I think of anything else. And then I went into dining, so what are all the dining room items like napkins, and making sure I have chairs for everybody, kitchen, the table decor, all of that stuff. And then in general in my home, what do I like to have? Like, I like to have disposable cups around during the time frame that people are here because it saves room in the dishwasher, and it's just easy for kids to grab a disposable cup if they need some water. Of course, have a Sharpie and have everybody write their name on it. But snacks, cozy blankets, all of that stuff, some scented room sprays, all of that stuff for the home is what I like to have. And then I have plenty of room to add in additional items. So that's my supplies checklist. You may have different supplies, but just having the checklist so that you can go through those items and you're not last minute discovering, oh no, the guest sheet is missing and it's too late to go buy one. So make sure you have a checklist of the things that you need. All right, this next checklist is all about prepping your house for guests. So all the things that I want to make sure I do and have in order to make my guests feel really comfortable and cozy and, enjoying their Thanksgiving in my house. So everything from having fresh linens and towels in a basket in the guest room, having an alarm clock in the bedroom. That's, some people need to have the time, or they might need to get up, especially if they're flying in and flying out, they might need to get up at a certain time. They might have something they want to do, and that's actually on this list too. I like to give a couple of ideas if someone is there for a few days and they want to just go check out the local area. Here's a list of things you might want to go check out or see. Setting up a charging station by the bed, so make sure folks can have a place to charge their devices while they're there. Extra blankets, making the outdoor space comfortable. So if folks want to hang out outside, depending on the weather, I like to have self-serve lunch options. So I will cook breakfast and dinners, but I just like to let folks do their own thing at lunch, and maybe they have something else they want to do that day, go exploring in the area. So I like to just have some self-serve options for lunch, things like that. So there's my checklist, and of course, again, I have room to add some others at the bottom. And then I have a place for notes on the back in case I think of anything else. I created a template for fall decor. So as I am putting away my fall decorations and bringing out my Christmas decorations, I will complete this list. And I think I'm going to do it by room. And this is just really to make sure sometimes things go missing, like I'm you know, like where is that little turkey in the pickup truck that goes on the mantle? I just want to have a list of all my fall decorations. So I'm actually going to save this for when I am packing that stuff away and make my list as I'm packing it. I can make sure to put, you know, list it by room and where everything goes, because that's the other thing. When I pull things out, sometimes I don't remember where I like to put it, and then I keep moving it around. So I'm going to use this, really prepare it this year, but use it next year. All right, Thanksgiving menu. So here's a place to start brainstorming and finalizing my menu. And I've got it broken down into appetizers, vegetable sides, any other sides, main dishes, desserts. So that's, I'm going to use this to brainstorm and to finalize the menu. And then I've got notes back here if I wanted to brainstorm back here. Cooking plan. So this is really getting down in the weeds about when things are going to be cooked, how much time does it take to prepare, how much time does it take to cook, what's the oven temperature, how many servings, and then is it something I'm going to make ahead? And this really helps me figure out when things are going to need to be made when, if there are things that can cook together or things that have to cook separately. This plan will help me do all of that. All right, once I have all of this filled out, then I like to actually lay it out in a schedule. So what's the dish? What's the prep time? What's the cook time? How many does it serve? And so I will actually put the time of day or the date that I'm going to prepare and cook these items. So once I have this all filled out, I will probably pull this out of the planner and have it, you know, stuck to the refrigerator or on the counter, something for me to quickly reference. This item is, the last item is just a fun little guide. I actually pulled this off Pinterest. This is Thanksgiving table setting for casual or formal. I think this is fun. I have fun setting the Thanksgiving table. So I don't think I will do the formal because gosh, that's a lot of parts and pieces with multiple glasses of wine, and I don't think that's necessary, but I do like having the reference. I think it's a fun little reference to have. And then I've got note space on the back. So that is my Thanksgiving preparation guide. I'm so excited. I feel really confident headed into this Thanksgiving season because I think this is going to help me a lot. Just stay grounded in what I need to do and how I need to prepare. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it gave you some ideas for your own Thanksgiving preparation. I would love to hear how you are preparing for Thanksgiving down in the comments below. What tools do you use to stay organized, to stay calm, stress-free? You know, what are the tools that you use so that we can all test it out and benefit from everybody's best practices? If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and let me know. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.